Hey guys, Justin here with Keystone Mountain Outdoors. Today what we're talking about is my Ruger Mark IV 2245 Lite. This one here I have equipped with my Sig Sauer SRD 22X suppressor. This is Sig's 22 can, and yeah, this gun is an absolutely fun gun to shoot. This one here I've had for about 2.5, 3 years, give or take, and I've put roughly 9,000 to 10,000 rounds or so through it. That's a lot of rounds, but it's a 22. 22s are really cheap to shoot, and anytime I go to the range, whether I'm shooting rifles or I'm shooting pistols, this is something that I always take with me. The 22 is a really fun gun to shoot because it's super cheap to shoot, and in a pistol, you can never get enough training behind a pistol. Pistols are inherently harder to shoot than rifles, so I always try to stay up to date with my skills and my proficiency with pistols. And the 22 pistol enables you to do that and be able to shoot a little bit more. Obviously, this isn't the same as the gun that I carry or anything like that, but it's a similar concept. This is a really great trainer pistol, especially if you got somebody new. With the suppressor, you don't have to worry about your hearing protection or anything like that. You can shoot this thing, and it's pretty quiet. Almost no recoil with the 22. It's very ergonomic as far as the 2245. It's got a 1911 grip on it, basically. In mine, I have the Volquartsen Accurizing kit, which is basically like a trigger job. So I have that in here, so it has a really good trigger. So if you mess with this thing, you're doing something really wrong. This thing is really accurate, really fun to shoot, great trigger in it. As far as reliability, it's as reliable as it is clean. If you keep this thing pretty clean, I'd say every 400 or 500 rounds, I will pop the thing apart and I'll take out my bolt and I'll wipe this off and I'll wipe out the inside of the upper receiver. But as long as I do that and I keep the gun relatively clean, it seems to run pretty well. So yeah, as you guys just saw, the Ruger Mark IV, it's super easy to break this thing down. I wanted a Mark III of my own for the longest time, but I would never buy one because they were so hard to break down. It was like you had to complete a Jenga puzzle or whatever to be able to break the damn thing down. These Mark IVs, as you guys just saw, super easy to break down, super easy to clean. And with a 22, especially a suppressed 22, that's very important because, as I said, every 400, 500 rounds or so, you want to make sure that you keep this somewhat clean, because what I found is, especially with the suppressor, after 400 or 500 rounds, it's going to gum up and you're going to start to experience some failures. So yeah, keeping it clean is something that's very important, and being that the Mark IV breaks down literally with the push of a button, it's super easy to do that and to achieve that. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Mark IV pistol. It holds 10 rounds. I would prefer it to hold more capacity. Something like a TX22 or whatever they call that new Taurus. That's a pretty cool gun, but it is what it is. The Mark IVs, the Ruger series, they've been out for years. The Ruger Mark series has been out for years. The 2245 Mark IV has been out for a couple years now. And these are kind of the benchmark of 22s as far as I'm concerned. If you're in the market for a 22 pistol right now, if you want a target style 22, then the Ruger Mark IV series is the series that I would probably recommend you to look at. If you want something that's more related to your carry gun, well, that ultimately depends on what your carry gun is. Ruger has an SR 22 or something like that, some 22 pistol that's polymer framed. My good buddy Johnny has one of those, and it seems to be a pretty good gun. I have shot his. His doesn't have a threaded barrel, so you can't suppress it. But yeah, there's a lot of great pistols out there as far as mimicking a carry gun with a 22. This doesn't quite mimic your carry gun unless you're carrying a 1911, which I don't, but it still is definitely a fun gun to shoot, and you're still getting the basic principles of proper grip, proper trigger control, proper manipulation, all that stuff. Mag release is similar to where most pistols are going to be, so yeah. This will give you really great practice, really good training, and just super fun, especially suppressed. And cheap to shoot, everything like that, the whole 9 yards. Really like the Volquartsen Accurizing kit, really like the Sig suppressor. And yeah, this is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite gun that I own. It's not my most practical, being that it's a little 22. I mean, you could kill stuff with it. I've killed groundhogs with it in my backyard that burrowed underneath my shed, goddamn things. But I digress. But yeah, you could use this for stuff like that if you really wanted to, if you were willing to suffice with the 22 for that purpose. But just in general, I mean, I think everybody should own a Ruger Mark IV as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not usually the person that says that. I think if you're a gun guy, or even if you're relatively somewhat into guns, If you own a pistol, I think you should own a Ruger Mark IV as well, because it's just a great gun to train on. It's cheap to shoot. That's why a lot of people don't shoot. A lot of people don't train because they don't want to burn up their ammo. They don't want to spend the money. There's really no excuse with this. A box of 50, 22 rounds is what, $2-3? I mean, you can get 500 or 1,000 for 20, 30 bucks or whatever it is. I'm not really sure what the current prices are on that stuff, but it's really cheap to shoot. I buy it in bulk. I buy it by the 5,000. It's relatively cheap to get, everything like that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's enough of me rambling on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post those down in the comment section below. As always, remember to train hard, shoot fast, and most importantly, be safe out there, especially in times like we're in, all that stuff. I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. God bless.